The following is a special presentation of Extreme E-Speed TV, your new home for everything iRacing and E-Speed.
Welcome, race fans, to night one of the King of Wings qualifier here at Lima Land Speedway. Got Andy Piercefield and John Hine from Extreme E-Speed TV Network bringing you all the action on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We want to welcome you to the 360 Sprints King of Wing charity event. It's presented by Gambler Motorsports tonight, and we're here live at Lima Land Motorsports Park. John, one of my favorite tracks. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. It's a nice little bull ring. It's fun. You got options, and it's one of those tracks where you feel like you're going fast, and that's always fun inside these cars.
Yeah, it looks like we had some hot laps going on out there. It looks like Brandon Schultz laid down an 11. That's getting right around here. But it looks like we're back to about, I don't know, 9th or 10th. They're still 11-3, 11-4.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks. So, you hear it in NASCAR all the time when you go to Bristol. Oh, if you see the accident, you're probably going to be in it. It's the same thing here. Everything happens really fast. You're 11-second laps. There's not much time for you to react to anything that may happen in front of you. So this is one where you've got to have to really read not only where you want to put the car on the track, but also things that are going on in front of you. You got to pay attention to how guys are racing each other. If you see guys kind of banging off each other a lap or two, you may want to give them a little room until they get it sorted out, because in a blink of an eye, you could be caught in a wreck.
Yeah, definitely. Happens quick here. Hey, our pre-race show is brought to you by Icon Racing Rigs. I tell you, man, the guy is an artist down there when he builds those rigs. So if you get a chance, check that out. It's Icon Sim Rigs. And then our qualifying tonight's going to be brought to us by ABR Setup Shop. What do you know about those guys, John?
Well, that's Alex Bergeron, and anybody that knows anything about iRacing or been doing it for a while. Alex is one of the perennial favorites to win the World of Outlaws championship, both in the late model and the sprint cars. And he's put himself together where he can help not only help you get some sets and give you sets to go out there and compete with, but I know some guys here within the league also have taken advantage of some of his coaching sessions, and for a fee you can pay him and get some really good pointers. And I know a couple of guys that have done it; they've improved mightily. But really proud to have Alex and ABR Shut Up Stops part of our league, and they actually build our sets for our Wednesday night hometown heroes. So it's a really nice partnership we have there.
Right on. Well, that's awesome. I think we're going to be rolling. Should be wrapping up our hot laps here, rolling into our qualifying in just a moment.
Yeah, and once again, they'll the track right now, looking at it, is really slick worn in, but they'll get out there, work the track in just like you'd see at any short track you see out there, but we'll just do it virtually, so they get to come back out and have a part, about 15% usage, and that comes out to just basically having the track just kind of worked in a little bit. I won't be a bit surprised if those lap times actually are even quicker in qualifying than what we see here. I don't know that we'll see a sub 11-second lap. You see anybody in the tens, but I definitely would not be surprised if we do see that.
Beautiful night here at the track. I was just looking at the weather there a minute ago, John. Looks like it's about 80 degrees, uh, mostly sunny. Looks like the track slicked up pretty quick. We'll see when they reset it how the track behaves after the heat races, and I'm sure you'll be able to give us a better feel for what's going on then.
Yeah, and keep in mind these guys have had about a half-hour practice session, so that's a lot of laps with a lot of cars on the track. So right now it is, in iRacing terms, it's pretty burnt up. But personally, I like the track when it's like this. This is money time, and this might be close to the track conditions. I'd be out there turning laps, big time right now, because this is probably where the feature is going to be won or lost tonight on a track very similar to what's out there right now.
All the proceeds from this week's charity event are going to be going to the Stephen King Foundation. Um, it's a great charity that gives back to the racing community and helps families that are dealing with tragedy that's came through racing. Just a really cool event. I look forward to these whenever we have them.
Yeah, it's been such an honor to be a part of them and now have them part of the league. They're we formed a partnership here, and a couple drivers that we've helped in the past, both Brody Sim and Grady Chandler. It's kind of cool to see their stories and how it's progressed, and know that there's an organization like Steve King out there to take care of these guys. Andy, I know that you drove cars for a long time. I've gotten hurt. I've had medical bills pull in and stuff like that. It'd been neat to have charities that looked after the local guy, and that's what Steve King did. The Steve King Foundation does, and I can't imagine the difference that this charity has made in some drivers' lives that have had unfortunate set of circumstances befall them on a racetrack. Because we all love the sport, and we all know the dangers when we go out on the track, and we accept those things. And but when the things do happen, and things do go south, it's nice to have a nice support system there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, one of the cool things this year is our pace truck is sponsored by the Stephen King Foundation. So, um, anybody that if you're not participating, you're not racing in the event, you can go to the Coast to Coast Racing League website and you can make donations.
Yep, you just have to go to c2crl.com and just donate in there. And it doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, $100. Every little bit goes to a wonderful cause. And, we're all racing fans, and you never know. You could be at your local track this season and see something happen where somebody might need their help. So we hope not, but just one of those things you never know. But, Andy, we've got qualifying out cars on the track.
Yep, we do. We got, looks like, well, they're racking up there so quick right now. Let's give them a second. Right now we got Blake Chapman sitting on top of top of the pylon at 11:103.
Yep, which is quicker than what they practiced. Not by much, but it's a little bit quicker. So I kind of figured the speeds would pull in here, but those guys that set those quick times have not turned a lap yet. Brandon Schultz now is on the board with a 31. He is slowed down 2/10. He was the quickest in practice. We'll see how if he can put another lap up there and bring that down a little bit.
That was Brody Brown with 9th quick time, 11:436. Taylor Wineland out there getting a lap in.
Yeah, he jumps up towards the top of the board once he put that lap in. Looks like he's going to pop in 5th.
Yep, that was his quick lap. Randy Shreves just moved up there to 6th. A little bit quicker on his second lap. That looks like 21 cars. Looks like everybody got a lap in.
Yeah, and that's an important thing there, that the car count number. That means everybody tonight is going to have a shot in the A main to get their car into Wednesday's finale. So, these heat races are important because it's going to, if you can transfer out of the heat races, means you're going to be up front in that A. But the guys that don't, they're going to still have an opportunity to recover, so to speak, and be able to make, start the A and see if they can make their way up there to lock themselves into that finale on Wednesday.
All right, we got heat race number 1 lining up. This first heat is brought to us by Chip Banger Racing. And we're going to have Blake Chapman starting on the pole with Kevin Fry in the 21 on his outside. Brandon Schultz in 3rd with Brian Dickens on outside row 2. Brody Brown starting 5th in the 34 with Stephen Goldner in the 30 starting 6th. And then we got Chris Whipple and Nathan Aldrich starting in row 4.
Yeah, and right off the bat, my eyes go to the guy starting P6 there, Stephen Goldner. You don't expect him usually to be this far back, especially in a sprint car race. So he must have had some problems there in his qualifying run. But I tell you, one guy that we haven't seen a while in the league, but he's here for this charity event, that's Brandon Schultz. That guy, look for him to be extremely fast, not just tonight, but all week here.
Right on. We got that Stephen King Foundation pace truck out there leading them around. Looks like they turned the lights off on the roof. We're going to go green next time by, John.
Yeah, and as a driver right now, you're anxious. You just kind of get a good grip on that steering wheel, and you're trying to visualize where you want to go in turn 1.
This first start will always go off from the green. That's when they take off, when the flagman waves it. And they fire off. Oh, a nice start for Kevin Fry on the outside. Chapman's going to take the lead down the backstretch.
Yeah, and you got Steve Goldner working the bottom, is already up to P5 and trying to take over P4, which will lock him into the A main here tonight. But look to the outside there, fight for second between Kevin Fry and Brandon Schultz.
Yeah, that was quite a move. He got in there and he's cutting it coming down into the corner. I like that line.
Yeah, he is. He's driving it down the hill and getting momentum as he goes down the straightaway. We'll see if he can do anything here with Blake Chapman in the next few laps here.
He's running about a 10th quicker.
And we did have some contact back in the field a little bit. Brian and Dickens and Stephen Goldner, it put Stephen on the outside looking in. It looks like Brian's had to sit in the pits here, and it looks like he's going to have to recover and come through the beam.
Chapman's looking real good. He's running consistent laps, and it doesn't look like Schultz is going to be able to run him down.
No, we got one to go here, and And Brandon might be just content riding right where he is and going to work in the feature here. Some guys do a little better in the slick than they do when there's a lot of tack like this. I'm one of them. Is Blake Chapman takes the win here with Brandon Schultz finishing second, Kevin Fry in third, and fourth will be Brody Brown taking home that final transfer position. Everybody else is going to go to the B main here tonight.
Yeah, that was a good heat. The track's pretty heavy right now, so they're pretty much running a fast line. It'll widen out as the night goes.
Yeah, I would suspect maybe even by the end of this next heat race here, it might start to be multi-groove.
Cool. All right, we got heat number 2. Heat number 2 tonight is brought to us by Venom Racing. We got Donovan Ross on the pole with Randy Shrivas on his outside, Brian Lawson and Bob DeGood in row 2, Steven Bixler and Jeff Barker in row 3, and Corey Schartzer and Steve Maurer in row 4.
Yeah, right now, looking on that front row, you got two guys that are extremely quick, and Randy Shreves currently is, I think, either first or second in the 360s, the Hometown Heroes series. So he's had a strong season here. I know he picked up a win not too long ago in that series. So I look for some big things out of him in this heat race.
Yeah, you can see they're pitching marbles up a little bit off that. It's almost the middle is where they're running. That'll push all the way up to the wall as the night wears on.
Absolutely, and that's when the risk and reward. It's faster when you get closer to the wall, but how much do you want to risk? Is one small, you go in 6 inches off. Next thing you know, you're into the wall. So tough sledding up there sometimes as we get ready to go green.
Absolutely, Donovan Ross with a good start. Randy Shrivas got a good jump on the outside. He's going to make a run at him coming down the backstretch. Looks like we had a car, Steve Maurer, spinning in the back of the pack.
Yeah, he's taking a toe to the pits right now. So now it's just going to be down to Shreves and Donovan Ross here for first and second. But boy, you got a battle for that final transfer position.
Yeah, they were 2-3 wide, and they still are.
Yeah, you have Brian Lawson next to Jeff Barker here, and they are fighting tooth and nail for this final spot. And Brian Lawson is one of our resident big block modified guys. He's really strong in here. It's good to see him out here in an open wheel sprint car here, and I don't know how many laps he has into it, but boy, this is a track to get a crash course in driving one. Probably not happy if I say it's a crash course. That's probably bad terminology for a race car on a racetrack.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it takes. Those lessons seem to stick with you better.
Absolutely, they do. And Jeff Barker is now closed up on the third position, wanting to get a little insurance here. Bob DeGood's hanging on to that third, and Jeff Barker's closing in. And we're already taking the checkered flag here.
Yep, there's your winner for heat race number 2. Randy Shrivas, Donovan Ross, Bob DeGood, and Jeff Barker rounding out the top 4. Another excellent heat race. All right, we got heat race number 3. This is brought to us by Black Bullet Racing. We got Jesse Bandy starting on the pole with Taylor Wineland on the outside, Chris Schaefer and Joe Backus in row 2, Jeffrey Kemper and Chris Forsyth in row 3, and we got John Rayner Jr. bringing up the rear starting 7th. Oh, that's kind of cool. We got 3 guys in this race from the Black Bullet Racing team.
Yeah, and I know, with Gambler, one of the biggest rules we have is don't wreck your teammates, but 3 guys in 4 spots could get interesting here to see how they race each other. But, the guy on the pole is Jesse Bandy, and, the Bandy-built race cars tend to dominate our Monday night normally. They're always really tough to beat, that whole team is. John Short has given them a run for their money this season. But, that's one guy to watch. Maybe he can be the fly in the ointment here for the BBR guys.
All right. Looks like the Stephen King Foundation pace truck's going to pull in this lap. Very deliberate rolling start here. And a nice start for Taylor on the outside. Let's see if he can get a run on Jesse coming down the backstretch.
He catches that wall, but he stays in the gas. It looks like he's got a little momentum there on that outside. Jesse slides up in front of him to do the crossover now.
Pretty even that time by.
Yeah, they are. Jesse's starting to use that cushion really well up top there, and that's giving him a little bit of advantage on corner exit. Taylor now has pulled into second here.
We got the first 5 cars are bumper to bumper. Let's see what we can do here. Looks like Backus is trying to run the bottom.
Yeah, and as you see too, that groove, look how close they are to the wall now, Andy. They have come up several feet since the first heat race. So it's starting to get, to be up there where these guys can keep these cars wound up for a lot longer, and the speeds will pick up.
They seem to be much higher in 1 and 2 than they are in 3 and 4.
Yeah, and that's usually the case here. You get a little closer to the wall down in 1 and 2 than you will 3 and 4, especially early on. It'll even out later tonight, but for right now, yeah, for whatever reason, the cushion goes up quicker in 1 and 2. But we got the white flag here. 1 lap to go. Jesse Bandy continues to lead and is pulled out a little bit on Taylor Wineland. Chris Schaefer's third. Joe Backus is fourth to come around for the checker flag, and that is how they're going to finish.
Another really competitive heat race. All right, we're not going to mess around. We're going to roll right into our B feature here. Looks to me like we've got the B feature tonight is brought to us by Gambler Motorsports. I know a couple of those guys.
Yeah, they'll let anybody in this league.
some shady characters over there. All right, we got Chris Whipple starting on the pole with Brian Lawson on the outside. Jeffrey Kemper and Stephen Goldner in row 2. Stephen Bixler and Chris Forsyth in row 3. And Brian Dickens and Corey Schartzer in row 4. John Rayner Jr. and Nathan Aldrich in row 5. And we got Steve Maurer starting 11th, bringing up the rear.
Yeah, and the important thing here is all 11 of these guys are going to start the feature. So what they're doing right now is racing for a starting spot. The more cars you pass here, the less cars you have to pass in that A main. And obviously that, the name of the game is to be as far up as what you can to grab one of those qualifying spots for Wednesday night's finale. And, there is $100 on the line for it. But, the big thing is, all their donations for the entry fees all went to the Steve King. 100% of those proceeds, but our sponsors and whatnot have covered the purse and the broadcasts and all that. So, but if you are watching this and you're not an iRacer, but you do like going out to your local short track, the Steve King Foundation, I've said it before, maybe can help somebody at your local short track at some point in time. So, don't hesitate to go out to c2crl.com and donate. You can put anything in there, $1, $5, whatever the case might be. Every bit helps.
All right, the pace truck's in, and Chris Whipple gets fired off there nicely. Jeffrey Kemper up around the top. What a bold move.
Yeah, these guys are really pushing it now, starting to get up top. You see Stephen Goldner now. He's running that high line, and man, is he making time.
Oh, and they got contact between Goldner and, I believe, Jeffrey Kemper.
Yeah, and Goldner now is trying to do a little bit of a slider line, and he does it. And slight contact and a barrel roll from the 30.
No yellows here in the B feature.
No, and that's going to leave Brian Lawson in the catbird seat with P1 here. Brian Dickens is fighting for second. Got a pretty good battle here between Brian, Chris Forsyth, Stephen Bixler here for that second, third, fourth position. But we are now past the halfway spot. Boy, these laps go by quick when they're 11-second laps. The battle for second is really heating up because Chris Forsythe takes a dive to the inside of Brian Dickens going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're coming through there. They're still turning mid 11-second laps, like you said. This track is quick.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing is guys that are running that middle just do not have the momentum off the corner that these guys that are running up top there. When Chris went down to the middle to try to do a slider on him, he just lost all his momentum right on corner exit, and the 122 just drove on by. But 1 lap to go. Andy, they are nose to tail coming out of 2.
Yep, they've ran Lawson down. Let's see what happens here. Dickens got a run on him. Lawson was able to hold him off.
1 more lap, that'd have been a different story.
Yep. Yeah, they'd really closed in on him. All right, we're going to move into our warm-ups. Do you want to...
Yeah.
Hey, Roger, Andy, and John here in the booth.
Hey, how you doing, boys?
Well, we're doing fantastic, Roger. What a great event. What a great way to kick off event. We've had a lot of exciting racing so far and for a great cause. You know what? We've partnered with the Stevie King Foundation a couple times now, and can you tell us a little bit about, what we're doing this time around?
Well, it's been a great start to the event. A lot of guys are talking about, not sleeping too well last night, so everybody's excited for it. So we got 4 qualifiers here. Tomorrow we've got the top 5 from tonight's 2 races. We'll have a pole shuffle tomorrow. Something I don't know if anybody's ever done it on iRacing. Very similar to the Chili Bowl, and it will be the Grady Chandler pole shuffle, just like the Chili Bowl, complete with a Grady Chandler pace truck. So you want to tune in for that tomorrow. But, I just want to take a minute and thank all our sponsors. And I, first of all, want to congratulate Andy Piercefield on the Generosity Award, and well deserved. And we got a number of teams here. We've got Gambler Motorsports, which you're very familiar with. John, always there for every event. Chip Bangers Racing, they're always there as well. So we've got a couple of new teams too. Black Bullet Racing and Venom Racing have stepped up. It's great to see new guys in the league becoming part of the community, and that's been great. And we, of course, the Can-Am Racing team, they're always there. And then all the wrap companies, Velocity Race Design, VMR Wraps, Tin Can Wraps for Charity. We've got another new one too is CTFX, Crazy Train Graphics, and Magnum Race Design. So it's and Ripka Designs. We can't forget about them. They're donating a trophy, did the poster up for us. So many people in the community, taking part of this.
Well, you mentioned Andy's award from the other night, but I guess we should have introduced you as the Hall of Famer, Roger Craig. Congratulations on that, my friend.
Yeah, that was a real honor, and there's some great co-recipients, and all of us inductees get to each season. One of us is going to get a special race where we pick the car and the track. So looking forward to that too, man.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, I want to put you on the spot. Who do you like in this race here tonight?
Well, we've got a guy that was in the league and was dominant in the league, and he's come back for the special events. And Brandon Schultz, you got to put your money on Brandon. But he's a little bit rusty, and he was telling me he hasn't raced in quite a while. So.
Well, Roger, we will keep an eye on him. I kind of had him eyeballed there in the heat race, and he didn't look rusty to me. But, Roger, thank you for popping up here tonight, and look forward to the rest of the event. And anytime you want to come up here and holler and talk, just feel free to pop up here.
I just want to thank you guys for everything you're doing. Really, really appreciate it. Can't say enough about it, guys.
Well, thank you, Roger, and thanks for letting us be a part of it.
My pleasure.
Well, Andy, we're ready to go. They're lined up there for the big show here. Man, this is gonna be crazy. I say this is like a bunch of fighter jets in a cereal bowl.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm excited. I got the hair standing up on my arms right now. I'm going to hit us with our lineup, John. We got Blake Chapman starting on the pole with Randy Shrevas on the outside. We got Jesse Bandy and Brandon Schultz. There's Roger's pick starting fourth. Donovan Ross and Taylor Wineland in row 3. With Kevin Fry and Bob DeGood in row 4. Chris Schaefer and Brady Brown, couple of those Black Bullet racing cars, in row 5. With Jeff Barker and Joe Backus in row 6. Brian Lawson and Brian Dickens in row 7, Chris Forsyth and Jeffrey Kemper in row 8, Stephen Bixler and Corey Schartzer in row 9, with Chris Whipple and Stephen Goldner in row 10. Got John Rayner and Nathan Aldrich in row 11, with Steve Maurer starting scratch on the field in position 23.
Yeah, and I look for I think Blake Chapman's going to be the guy to beat here as they come around and get ready to fire this whole thing off.
And off they go. Chapman with a nice start. Hooked the bottom. Looks like he's going to get off that bottom nice and quick and headed into turn 3.
Yeah, and side by side all the way through. They get through turns 3 and 4 cleanly, and they are back into turn 1 with Blake Chapman squarely in command as they go down the back stretch back into turn 3.
Oh my gosh, we had Goldner and DeGood and them guys back there 4 and almost 5 wide, John.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the pre-race, this track has a lot of room out there, and by God, you can use it. You can put those cars anywhere you want. They're not that wide, and we got a big wreck going into turn 1. Yeah, it looks like a couple of Black Bullet Racing entries there with Chris Schaefer. It looks like maybe Brody Brown and Taylor Wineland all involved.
Yeah, they were running so tight, and I'm telling you, you got to make your moves early here if you're gonna do it. You got to be aggressive. So can't blame them for it. Just good hard racing.
Yeah, it looked like a case of where, Chris Schaefer probably came up a little bit, not realizing they were 3 wide. And, if you're on the bottom and you don't realize that, you got a guy on your outside, but there's a guy to the outside of him, bad things can happen. And God knows, most of us have made that mistake on more than one occasion.
Looks like the pace car's in. Chapman with a nice jump coming down the hill on the restart.
Yeah, he runs the bottom through 1 and 2 there really nicely. He's able to really make that work here on the starts, and it looks like he's going to go right back down there. We got a car sitting sideways as they all come full bore out of that corner. No caution. It's John Rayner. Looks to have some damage. That car's crabbing a little bit, but he's back to speed. Let's hope the leaders can make their way around him. There's the caution. Looked like Rayner got into that inside wall there. That car was just really, really crabbing, and he got tapped from behind. And, there's really nowhere to hide, on this track. If you get yourself in trouble, I said it earlier, if you see the wreck, you're almost going to be in it. Just not a lot of reaction time for guys if someone gets in trouble, just in front of you, or 2 or 3 cars in front of you, for that matter.
Yeah, I don't know how they got by him.
I don't either. But that just goes to show the quality of drivers I do think that we have here. A lot of these guys are Renegades drivers, which is our top tier, or probably should be there, or will be at some point. So I think you got to tip your hat to them. They were paying attention and were able to take evasive action.
Lights off on our Stephen King Foundation pace car. Blake Chapman's going to bring him around and fire him off coming off turn 4. They'll go on his start. Oh, a nice start. Got a nice 2-car length jump on Dick. I'm not sure. Who was that? Shrieves behind him.
Randy Shrieves, yep. And this time, though, Randy Shrieves followed him to the bottom instead of going up top. And we got another caution out. That time it looked to be Steven Bixler that got himself in a little bit of trouble there. I didn't see what happened. Just some slight contact with him and Corey Schartzer there between 1 and 2. I think the flagman was a little quick on that yellow flag there, but sometimes iRacing can do that. You'll see him come out. Then other times you'll think, why didn't the yellow come out? In case in point, what we saw with John Rayner just a few moments before that.
Yeah, it looks like definitely the top has come in and is quicker right now. Do you think we'll get somebody that can run off the bottom there before this is over?
Absolutely. Last Wednesday night, that 20 car, the guy that's leading the race right now, we were all up top ripping the lip, and there's old Blake right on the bottom and just drove right around all of us and won that race on Wednesday, one of the races on Wednesday. So, you know what? If anybody can do it, that guy in that number 20 has proved that he can do it.
Really nice start right there. He's going to run the bottom through 1 and 2. Oh, and he stretches that lead out.
Yeah, he does. And look at the run he gets off coming off of 3. So it looks like maybe the fast lay right around is high in 3 and 4, down low in 1 and 2. The leaders are already on the same straightaway as the back of the pack, so they're going to be in. If we don't get a caution, they will be in traffic here, probably within, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 laps.
Yeah, he's running that high-low line. He's consistently the fastest car on the track running that line, too.
He is, but boy, I tell you what, look back about 5th or 6th place. Steven Goldner is charging through this field. We got a caution there. Just as the announcer's curse, as soon as I say Steven Goldner's name, Jesse Bandy kicks it a little sideways and Steven gets into him and then it brings out the caution there.
That's too bad. Steven was definitely leading the pack for the Hard Charger Award.
Oh, absolutely. But there's still about halfway to go. So you know what? It didn't take him half the race to get up there once. By God, I wouldn't count him out not to get back up there again. The way he was moving, he was locked on the top side, just passing guys at will.
All right, pulling the pace car in, getting ready to fire off. Blake's going to bring him down through there one more time. Nice start again.
Yeah, he's using that tack coming right out of Ford just to get a good launch. He's firing while the other guys are still in the slick, and he just immediately turns that into about a 3-car length lead by the time they come out of 2. But here comes Brandon Schultz up top. See if they can run him back down.
Real tight battle for 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, you see Brandon Schultz and Randy Shrieves there, nose to tail as they come out of 2. And for a guy that's needed to shake rust off, I don't think this bodes well for the rest of the field. The fact he's running 3rd and looking to take away 2nd.
Shreves is kind of running right in the middle.
Yeah, he is. And now this time Brandon Schultz dives to the bottom here. It's the kind of run he gets coming out of the corner. And he stays right with him as he goes down, even pulls ahead of him a little bit going into one.
Yeah, he drifted up. He got up out of that groove just a half a car. Lost a little bit there.
Yeah, and look right behind him. It's Kevin Fry back there. One of these guys have a major hiccup. Kevin Fry is right there to take advantage of it. Our leaders now is starting to work traffic as he's now gotten to the back of the pack. There was Steven Bixler, John Rayner, Bob DeGood. So the leader is now working traffic, but does have a huge lead.
Whoa, he just got hit. He got hit coming off on 4.
Man, that's a tough break. Yeah, that's John Rayner that he made contact with. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Blake.
I'm at a loss for words.
I am too. I tell you, Blake is a cool customer, and I tell you what, my teammates should be in Discord right now, calming me down. And to be honest with you, I don't know that John Rayner did anything wrong. He just didn't swing out to the wall like normal, and I think it was a case where Blake was anticipating him to run a normal line out of there, but I think Rayner was just holding his line, and it was just a different line, and it's kind of one of those miscommunications on the track. And like I said, at the end of the day, though, that's a really tough break for a guy that's led all these laps.
Shreves fires off right in the middle. Brandon Schultz is right up on the cushion trying to run him down. Looks like he's making up some ground.
Yeah, a whole new ball game up front. These guys are running for second and third. Well, now they're running for first and second. And now here's the other thing is we're winding down now within 10 to go here. Top 5 are locked in till Wednesday night's finale. So now the question's being, if you're first, second, third, how hard are you pushing? What kind of positions are you going to put yourself into? You don't want to risk falling out of that top 5. Now that final transfer, we got to pass for the lead up there.
Shreves is back out front. He crossed him over.
Yep.
They're not done yet. He's going to try it one more. Oh, and look at there. We got it. Kevin Fry.
And they made contact.
Oh, they just cost themselves. Let's see what happens here.
But Fry is able to keep going and maintain himself in one of the top 5 transfer positions.
So did Schultz.
Oh, they're wrecking. Guys are just trying to push, and wow, they're wrecking in turn 1 there. Wow, and Kevin Fry and Brandon Schultz got into it again there after the caution came out.
All right, so we got Randy Shreves, Brandon Schultz, Donovan Ross, Kevin Fry, and Brian Lawson. Those will be the 5 cars that advance directly to Wednesday night's main event.
Yeah, I just was kind of baffled there by the contact after the race, and that's kind of a no-no there. I don't know if it was accidental or what. I didn't look at it close enough, but man, a bunch of guys. I thought reaction was, oh my gosh, caution's got to come out. Well, heck, that was the last lap. Wow, what a finish.
All right, we'll go to the Coolray Victory Lane, and we'll see if we can get a word with our top 3 finishers. We're going to start with, looks like Randy's in here, John.
Randy Shreves, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, you know what? Number one, you're in the finale. Number two, you're going to be in the special poll, run for the poll here. But you had an eventful time getting there. Walk me through that race from your seat.
Man, I was just gonna be happy with taking second to Blake, and he got up on some lap traffic, and I guess got involved in something there. Yeah, Blake was fast all night. I was just pretty much chasing him. Then I just knew there was about 5 to go. Had Brandon Schultz on my butt there. Uh, Definitely felt him breathing down my neck, and he pulled that slider on me. I had no time to react. I kind of got into the back of him there, got some front nose wing damage, and yeah, just kept my line and kept her going, and
Hey,
I made.
Well,
hey, Randy, I got one question. This is Andy. I got one question for you. They're in the middle of the race. You were running right in the middle of what looked like the slick, but you were keeping up. You looked like the car was hooked up really well.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was the line. Just kind of sent it in a little bit hard, and then kind of throttling it through the slick, and yeah, uh, come to find out it was the top the whole time, but I was glad to hold my own there in the middle there.
well, you look fantastic doing it. I can see now why you chose Lima over Cedar Lake here to start your run here. And man, I tell you what, congratulations! It's really cool to pick up a win in one of these things. Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank my team, LGR Motorsports, ABR Setup Shop, Redline Race Designs, One Wish Foundation Wraps and Stitches, KSB Builders, Finish Line Repair, CD Photography, Coast to Coast for putting on this awesome charity event, and everybody for the broadcast and everybody for watching.
Once again, congratulations on a win. That's Randy Shreves, the winner of round one of the King of the Wing charity event. Brandon Schultz, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, runner up. I know you wanted to be one more up, but Roger was up here a little bit earlier talking about you might have a little rust going on there, and you didn't look too rusty to me. But walk me through the eventful last 10 laps of that race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The car was better than the driver for sure. Kind of got into Kevin coming at the line. Whatever stuff happens. I mean, he's mad about it. So am I. Didn't mean to, but whatever. He's done enough for himself, for everybody else in the league. But no, just happy to put it in the top 5. Happy to have a good showing out here, and can't thank the league and Roger enough for putting on the show.
Well, I tell you, when you signed up, you had a choice between here and Cedar Lake. What made you choose this one over Cedar Lake?
Well, I'm just not a big fan of Cedar Lake. Personally, I don't like the top of 1 and 2 at Cedar Lake. It's really easy to miss, and if you miss it, can be the end of your night. And I think here's a little bit more forgiving. But other than that, I don't know. Bull rings can be a little more dicey and can battle a little bit harder. So.
Well, you put on a heck of a show. We sure enjoyed watching it. Anybody want to give a quick shout out to?
Just all the guys at BBR. Couldn't do it without them. So I got to thank all them. Got to thank Velocity for the wrap on the car. I'm sure there's Dirt Doctor Trucking, Fits Perfect Photography. I'm sure there's more sponsors I'm forgetting, but yeah, just got to thank all them and Roger for the league and you guys for the broadcast.
So that's where the rust comes in, be able to rattle off all the sponsors.
Yeah.
Well, Brandon, hey, what a great run tonight. Congratulations again. That's Brandon Schultz, our runner-up on the first event for the King of the Wing.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yep. Donovan Ross, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
How we doing, Mr. Hine?
I am doing well, man. I want to say you had a quiet third place finish there. You had a seat to a lot of good stuff. I know you want to probably finish a little further up. Tell me a little bit about your strategy. Did you want to come in and try to win, or did you just want to come in and try to lock yourself in that top 5 and live to fight another day out on Wednesday?
Yeah, no. As you know, I've hit everything everybody in the last month and a half or so. So I just decided I was not going to go past the middle of the track, and I was going to run my 30 laps there and see how it fared out.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one that seems to have this problem the last month and a half. I'm right there with you, man. I feel like I've hit everything but the pace car, and I probably have at some point now that I'm thinking about it. But, it seemed to work for you. You stayed out of trouble. It didn't put yourself in any kind of, positions there that what I would deem risky and all that kind of stuff. Did you find something, though, that just trying to run that offline and being conservative that actually you might apply for the next time the Renegades or the Rebels come in here?
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I try to run the top, it's a hoot, but you knock the wall down. I can't do it. I run out of, I get to 12x before I get to lap 30, so that doesn't work. So, and I've kind of enjoy it's like Evolution. I try to run offline to run the bottom, just to kind of do something that people aren't doing, and sometimes it works and other times it doesn't. But no, like I said, you got to finish, right?
Absolutely right, and you did it perfection, and you're locked into Wednesday night. Anybody you want to give a quick shout out to?
Oh, let's just go with the C2C guys, all you guys and your admin staff, and putting on a good event for the foundation again this year, and hopefully we got a good amount of entries to donate some good money to them.
Absolutely, I do think we do, and thank you very much for your support. Once again, congratulations. That is Donovan Ross, our third place finisher tonight.
Well, great job.
Thank y'all.
Great job, John. Well, that's our first feature of the event. We got 3 nights of racing. That first feature is brought to you by Mauer Farm Management. Man, if the rest of the week's anything like that, we're in for some very good racing, John.
Absolutely. We got one to go tonight over at Cedar Lake, and man, I expect a lot of the same thing.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna switch over. We're gonna jump in our Coolray chopper and fly over to Cedar Lake. We'll be right back in just a few moments with the round 2 of the King of the Wing charity event.
leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
All right, welcome back, fans. We're at Cedar Lake. We had a quick little flight over here. One of the many nice things of iRacing provides us with. This will be race number 2 of night number 1 of the King of Wing charity event. Top 5 guys out of tonight's feature will automatically qualify for the main event on Wednesday. So you got Andy Piercefield and John Hind here with you. We're from Extreme eSpeed TV, and we're broadcasting live over the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Well, John, we came from Lima Land. Now we're here at Cedar Lake. Tell us a little bit about the differences in these two tracks.
Well, first of all, that flight over. I'm gonna have to get a better agent or something here. No in-flight movie and no peanuts. But the big difference is here. This track's a little bit quicker. It's a little bit bigger. It slicks up a whole lot quicker. And towards the top, and you heard Brandon Schultz touch on it. The cushion here is really difficult to hit lap after lap, especially in 1 and 2. The cushion almost becomes non-existent, and you just got to get up as far and as close up to the wall you can to make that work. And in 3 and 4, if you try to run the cushion all the way around the corner, chances are you're going to catch the wall. You've got to run kind of a odd line into the corner, almost like a mini slider line. And those two things present really big challenges from the driver's seat. And then you throw that in with 20 some odd other guys all trying to do the same thing. It can get hectic here pretty quick, Andy.
Yeah, it's always baffled me here. This is one of the first tracks I ever ran a league event at, and the difference between the two ends is almost night and day.
Yeah, and and the way it's a bigger track, but it runs like a bull ring. And last race I think you saw a little Templish flare towards the end, and I know this track, we won't name names, but I think in the past I've seen guys try to push each other into the pond. So, this is like I said, it's a bigger track, but it runs like a bull ring, and it's one from a driver's seat. You really have to keep your emotions and everything in check. If you get flustered here, whether you had just lost a position or 2 positions, even without the contact, you can't start pushing to try to make it back, because this track, if you try to take more than what it gives you, you're going to be in trouble in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it looks like, I was just looking at the scoring tower. Looks like Robert Evertson with 11.640. That's an excellent time around here. But you go all the way back to 10th spot. 3/10 is splitting up half the field.
Yeah, I always keep in mind, Andy, though, you never know when guys enter the server. This track starts wearing in. If you're not in right off the bat, you're probably not going to set those really fast times. The real measure will come here in qualifying here shortly. We'll get an idea of who has what, and then in the course of the heat races, we'll really start to see guys lay their cards out on the table.
Yeah, to your point, I look at the bottom of the pylon, and we got some guys down there that are perennial front runners.
Oh, absolutely. You see Jonathan Short down there, and I've lost track how many times that guy's won a Renegades race. I've reverted to calling him Big Time. So whenever Big Time hits the track, we'll see where he falls in. But he won't be anywhere near the top just because the track, it's already slicked up and you don't have the grip to do that. But yeah, you look down there, you see Kyle Moonen down there, Nicholas Vickery. You got a lot of guys on the bottom, but you just don't know where they entered the server. I don't expect them to be at the bottom of the pylons when all is said and done here tonight.
Well, it looks like we got a little bit better car count. We got 24 here. Good field for the first two races of the week. I'm pleasantly surprised. We got a nice bunch of cars.
Yeah, you combine the two, that's 40 plus cars that have entered here. And the nice thing is here about 24, as long as we don't get any more, everybody's going to have a shot at transferring to the final tonight. Everybody's going to make the feature. So once you're in that feature, it's up to you. The wheel's in your hand. You got to get to the top 5, and everybody here is going to have a shot at doing that, it looks like, as of right now.
There's Barry Goldner out there turning some laps.
Yeah, and this is a track, Andy, I have a love-hate relationship with this track. I've had some really good ice finishes here, and I've also been wrecked here a lot, either wrecked by somebody or wrecked myself here. Yeah, it's one that I don't circle on this calendar, but you know what? It's fun to drive because you can make passes and run different lanes here.
Yeah, I would say when I run here with the pro late models, I have the same type of issue. There's been nights where I could really run the bottom through 3 and 4 and make up some time, and then there's other times, like you said, that kind of a mini slider line just takes up the whole track down there.
Yeah, and viewers that are watching here, and if you're not familiar with iRacing, you'll see the track where it's really, really shiny. That is really slick there. Putting your car in those spots, it's easy to spin the tires. It's easy to over-rotate. These cars, you don't have to put a lot of wheel into them to get them to turn into the corners. They actually do a lot of the work on their own, but when it gets slick, you're already not putting a whole lot, but if you put the same amount of wheel into it to make the corner as you do, let's say, in qualifying or your heat, you're going to go around almost every time. So it really challenges the driver. You constantly have to adjust what you're doing, both with your hands and your feet. To not spin the tires. It gets later and later down the straightaway till almost by the end of the night, you never even get to full throttle, because if you do, all you're going to do is spin the tires.
Right on. Hey, John, looks like Roger's up here. Roger Craig, welcome.
Hey, buddy. I just thought I'd pop in here for a minute. We just got a bit of a technical issue with one of our drivers, and just giving him an extra minute or so. But again, I want to thank what you guys are doing. The drivers have really stepped up. I think we're over $800 from them, and we're over $1,000 for the sponsors. So we don't have, because of the generosity of you guys and some others, we don't have a lot of expenses. So Steve King Foundation will definitely be, we as a league will be helping drivers for sure.
Roger, real quick, tell anybody who's listening where they can donate. Even if you're not competing, they can donate to this and chip in too, correct?
Absolutely. And all they need to do is they can go to the GoFundMe page and search out King of the Wing, or just go to c2crl.com and there's a pop-up there, or it's at the top of the menu, and just follow the links, and they're free to donate. We've seen, as a league, we've seen some of the work that Steve King Foundation does is just phenomenal. We talked to Grady Chandler in the Pit Side podcast and Brody Sim, and they've been true benefactors of what happens, and can't say enough about Steve King Foundation.
Yeah, it's been such a privilege to be part of it and see every time we do something, it feels like something does special come out of it. And it's really cool that anybody can donate, and anybody that's got an iRacing account can still enter to, for the finale. You can enter now and come run tomorrow night, have another shot Wednesday if you can't do it. So even if you are an iRacer out there, go to c2crl.com, and once that pop-up comes in, go through the steps there, donate, and then enter, and you can come out here and throw some mud with us.
Okay, boys, I got to go run down the stairs here as fast as I can, jump in the car, and see if I can turn a few quick laps.
All right, good luck, Roger.
Good luck, Roger.
Yeah, take care, guys.
That's the Hall of Famer, Roger Craig. We got to make sure we get that whenever we talk about John Short being big time. I think Roger, it's got to be the Hall of Famer, Roger Craig now. And then the same thing, I guess we've missed it too with Stephen Goldner, Hall of Famer, and I think Kyle Moonen, Jeff Barker, and all those guys. God help me if I'm forgetting anybody here on the spur of the moment, but what a big deal it was to see those guys go in, and very cool and well deserving.
Yeah, it was a really cool show. You can still watch that on YouTube. You can go out and check out the Coast to Coast Racing League, the award show. It's still on there. We've got qualifying taking place right now, brought to us by ABR Setup Shop. Want to give a quick shout out to Can-Am Racing Team, Gambler Motorsports, Black Bullet Racing, Venom Racing, and Chipbanger Racing. All them racing teams have really stepped up to help us out with this event.
Yeah, and it wasn't Kyle Moon, I think, that got it. It might have been. Like I said, I got to go back and watch. But Terry Landis, I think, also went in possibly too. So I mean, shame on me for not having him. Like I said, spur of the moment thing here to mention those guys. But you know who you are, and congratulations on getting there. What a cool honor, and you got honored. And yeah, if you can go out there and still watch the whole award ceremony. I know one of our gambler drivers, Aiden Young, got most improved driver, and he was over the moon about that. So what a cool deal here. But that was last week, and right now we've got what's coming up here ahead of us with this King of the Wing deal, and look at the timesheets. Some surprises up top here.
Yeah, we got Robert Evertson. He backed up his practice time, 11:7:34 with Dan McLaren, 11:7:4. Josh Garlick, 11:7:6. Adam Ross, 11:7:8. I mean, man, they're just right there.
Yeah, and you look at Boydell, Moon, and Dustin Sargent, Kramer. Look at all the guys that are in the 11.8s. There's just a slew of them. So there's not a whole lot of separation here in this field. So, which translates to the smallest mistake can cost you big.
Yep. Well, we're getting ready. We're going to have heat race number 1 brought to us by Chipbanger Racing. We got Robert Evertson starting on the pole with Greg Boydell outside with Nick Vickery and Barry Goldner in row 2. Bradley Wright and Butch Baker in row 3 with Kevin Fry starting scratch on the field in the 21. John, if you take that just for a minute, I got to change a fuse here on the board.
Yeah, not a problem at all. And yeah, look at them starting to roll off here, and you got a couple laps here. The drivers, from a driver's seat, whenever I do this to kind of take people in, is I go around the track, I look where the slick marks are, and I start to plan, okay, I'm going to go here when we get back around here at speed, all that kind of stuff. Those drivers right now are really concentrating on what's going to happen here in the next lap and a half once we turn them loose. And looking at that front row, though, you got Bob Evertson and GJ Boydell right up front, and both those guys, top-notch guys, and they're going to have a clear advantage as they go off into one. The lights are out on the pace truck now as they roll down the backstretch. See Greg Boydell way out front there. I hope they get side by side here a little bit better, and yeah, now they finally do. And the green flag is out, and off we go into turn 1, and Everson gets a heck of a jump going down into turn 1. You see Nicholas Vickery now starting to pressure Greg Boydell for that second spot. Vickery is low, Boydell is up high. It looks like the high side may prevail a little bit as you see Boydell carry some speed coming off the corner. Quickly, Nick Vickery tucks in behind Boydell. That doesn't allow the 36 car of Barry Goldner to get into that slot there. But remember, the top 4 are your transfer positions right into the feature here for tonight's race. Everybody else will go to the B main.
Yeah, it looks like Everson's got a nice lead over Boydell, and Vickery's right there just waiting for any mistake.
Yeah, right now the real challenge is for that 4th position. You see Butch Baker starting to challenge a little bit for Barry Goldner for that 4th and final transfer position. They're headed through 3 and 4 right now, and you see Baker on the bottom trying to almost use a little slider line to cut that gap. Something happened to Nick Vickery here.
Yeah, I think
I'm going back and looking here as I think they're coming around to the checker, but I'm trying to find out here what happened to Nick. Oh, he got into the wall. It looked like he shot up and, oh man, I don't know if there was a hardware issue there or what, but tough break for Nicholas Vickery.
Robert Everson's going to take the win. Greg Boydell, Barry Goldner, and Butch Baker rounding up top 4. All right, we got heat race number 2. This one's brought to us by Venom Racing. We got Dan McLaren starting on the pole with Kyle Moonen on the outside. Brandon Templeton in the 31 in that Icon Sim Sports sprint car, and Gary Taylor outside. Roger Craig and Joe Canellis in row 3, and we got John Shorts in the 51 bringing up the rear.
Yeah, and you know, Brandon, we had him in the booth with us, Andy, last Thursday, and he parlayed that into a victory in the midgets. Was it the midgets that he got it, or?
Yes,
I think
sir.
it was a midget. Yeah, they're at Kokomo. So he's got to be feeling a little bit of momentum here, and maybe see if he can't once again parlay that into a victory here in this heat race.
Yeah, he ran really good. Looks like we got the lights off on the pace truck. Steve King Foundation pace truck is... No, maybe the lights are still on.
No, they were off. Maybe you got Richard Petty in there and just wants to keep taking pace laps. A few years ago in that NASCAR race, when the King was out front and refused to get off the track, and they had to yank him off the track.
I'm looking for Kyle Moonen to get a nice jump on the outside. Let's see if Stephen King Foundation pace truck is in. And they fire off from 400 green. Moonen with a nice start on the top. See if he can carry the momentum.
Yeah, you saw the 89 slide up there, and Moonen crosses him over. And once again, Dan McLaren crosses Moonen back over. Looks like they're just content here on trading sliders. Once again, McLaren puts a slider on, and John Short clips the wall in the back. But McLaren now has solidly got that lead here, and Moonen has fallen into second place here with Brandon Templeton third and Gary Taylor holding on to that 4th and final transfer position.
Templeton's looking really good running there in third.
Yeah, he is. He's all over the back. Now he makes his move to try to get around Kyle Moonen here, and he's got room behind him here, so he can try some things without worrying about giving up that third spot. But look at this, 3 wide coming out of the corner.
Oh, we got contact. Looks like Templeton and somebody got together back there.
Yeah, it's Gary Taylor coming out of there. Templeton was up high, and Gary just comes right up out of the corner, but he had a guy below him, and 3 into 1, doesn't usually go, and that's kind of ran out of real estate there. But if we know Brandon, he'll be back. He's a very solid driver here. But right now, as they run, you do have Kyle Moonen up front, Dan McLaren running second. Looks like Joe Canellis third, and Gary Taylor running fourth as they take the white flag.
Give Roger a little air time there as he's running them down and off into the pit he goes.
Roger has left the building.
Roger's done with that race. Oh, that was funny. All right, heat race number 3 brought to us by Black Bullet Racing. Josh Gerlach on the pole with Dustin Sargent on the outside. Kyle Sargent and Brandon Lacey in row 2. Chris Berger and Terry Landis in row 3. Looks like we've only got 6 cars in this heat race.
Yeah, but a lot of solid drivers here. So I think you want to be perfect here in this race, because I think the slightest mistake can take you from the front to the back here. I expect them to be fairly close here, nose to tail, for a good part of this race. It's good to see Josh Gerlach out here. I battled with him for a championship in the midget series here not too long ago, a few seasons back, and what an outstanding driver he is. And of course, got Terry Landis there on the back row. The Sargent brothers are in here, and Brendan Lacey. This is definition of a loaded heat here, Andy.
And our Steve King pace car pulls off out of the way. Give Josh and Dustin room. Josh with a nice fire off there in 4. He's going to get out in front coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, Josh has got the lead in hand right now as he comes out of 4, and it was cool. One of the things we talk about, the friendships you form and whatnot here on iRace, and I actually got to go up to Knoxville and meet Josh up there for the Knoxville 360s. It was a cool experience, and we got to meet Ellen Westbrook, who does a lot of sponsoring here of this race. So it's really cool with this iRacing, how it can bring people together in real life as well as in the virtual world here.
Absolutely. I was just looking at Josh's car as he runs right. That's got a good-looking wrap on it.
Yeah, and a good driver and a good wrap. But Brendan Lacey is sitting there right behind him, kind of stalking him here. Josh puts one wheel wrong. Lacey is going to pounce. Lacey with a big slide job coming out of 4. Josh Gerlach cuts under him, and now once again slides him over here in 1 and 2. Man, these guys are, look at him right on his bumper there.
Here they come for the white flag. We got one more lap.
Look for Lacey maybe to try that slider one more time down here in 3 and 4. But Josh, look at that. Josh took it away from him. It's going to be a drag race down the straightaway, and it's Josh Gerlach with the win.
Yeah, that was 2 good drivers giving each other a lot of respect there.
Absolutely.
Josh Gerlach's going to be your winner with Brendan Lacey in 2nd, and I just missed 3rd and 4th.
Dustin Sargent gets 3rd, and Terry Landis gets top 4. Those are your 4 that will take the transfer positions into the heat race. And Andy, we got one more heat here.
We do. We got heat number 4, and this one's brought to us by Gambler Motorsports. Where are the guys at tonight, John? I didn't see any of the Gambler guys tonight.
They're taking a much-needed rest here, setting out this week, and but it's I'm sure they're watching and probably here in spirit, and like I said, Aiden's still reveling in his most improved driver award, so I'm sure wherever he's at, he's smiling, and Spees is probably still somewhere whimpering over the Chiefs' loss a couple weeks ago, so we got to get him back up on the horse and get him functioning again, I think.
All right, we got to go quick here. We got Adam Ross and Mike Cranmer in the front row with Andy Patton and Isaac Salas in row 2. Bob Curtis and Nathan Aldrich. And got the light off on the Steve King truck. We're going to be going green this time by.
Yep, but we do have one Gambler driver, and he is on the pole, and that's Connor Ross right there. So I'm hoping Connor can fly the flag here and get this win.
Yeah, I didn't recognize the name.
Some contact in the back there, but Connor has got the lead here, and he's controlling it and got a little space between him and first and second here with Andy Patton running second, Mike Kramer third. Nathan Aldridge is sitting there fourth in the final transfer position.
You would have thought I'd have noticed that Coolray on the hood.
Well, once again, it looks like it's giving him some speed. Oh, Mike Kramer and Nathan Aldridge gets together, and that's going to cost them both transfer positions. And now it's going to put Isaac Salas, who we usually see on Thursday night with us, Andy. He's moved up to third, and it looks like Bob Curtis is in fourth, but Isaac got his first win with us on Thursday night. He was really excited about that. It was good to hear him be excited, and here he is now in a transfer position in a sprint car race.
His car appears to have some damage to it.
Yeah, he got into an early wreck, I think, on lap 1 or 2, so it looks like those back wheels are not quite lined up the way they should be. It looks to be crabbing, but that's all right. He's in P3, and he's only got to hang on for another lap and a half here. It looks like Connor Ross here is going to fly the flag for Gambler Motorsports. Comes out of 4, takes the checkered flag and heat run, followed by Andy Patton. Isaac Salas is going to finish third, and the final transfer position is going to be Bob Curtis, who holds on just over Nate Aldridge.
All right, we got our B main. Looks like now everybody's going to transfer out of this. We're going to start 9 cars. We got Bradley Wright and Roger Craig in the front row, with Chris Berger and Nathan Aldrich in row 2. Nick Vickery and Brandon Templeton in row 3, with Kyle Sargent and Mike Kramer in row 4. John Short will be bringing up the rear in the 51 car. You know, John, if I had to pick, I'd pick row 3.
You know, I'm going to go with row 5 there. Well, half of 5, that 9th position there with John Short. You know, I think him and Vickery are going to be 2 to 1. I guess Brandon Templeton's in here. A lot of names you don't normally expect here, but Andy, I looked up here. I thought everybody's got to make it. They're taking 8 here, and there are 9 on the grid. So, someone's going to go home out of this.
Well, my mistake. Sorry about that, folks.
Well, I thought it was the same thing too, and I just now caught it, double look, and so there is a little pressure here. You just don't want to, get into trouble if you tap a wall or make contact with another car. That can end your night here.
All right, we got Bradley Wright in that 270. He'll be setting the pace. The start will be on his goal, or no, it'll be on the green. We'll start on the green. So we'll see if Roger can be paying attention there. He's probably selling raffle tickets out there or something.
Looks like Bradley Wright runs that bottom and does really well with it. Looks like Chris Berger there's in second. Roger has gone to the bottom here. There's a lot of tack down there. That's a pretty safe line because he's well within, making this show here. Like I said, it's that final position.
He's taking the lead down there, John.
Yep, he sure is. And I think guys are just having to tiptoe a bit up top here. But Roger, by God, he's driven that 747 machine right up to the front.
A couple of the guys have dropped down now to chase him. Oh, we had someone get up in the fence.
Oh, and that was Nick Vickery. That's one of the pre-race favorites. It looked like one guy made contact with the wall. Now, here's the thing. 2 guys are off the track, and whoever gets their toe first and can get back on the track, they're going to come back on the track probably together and have to race for that final position. Oh, this will be nuts to see who comes out of this pit. The big question is iRacing has scored them with Chris Berger ahead of Vickery. If they can't get out before the checkered flag falls here, Berger's going to be the one to transfer, and Nick will be the one to go home. And there's only 2 laps left to get out there.
Roger Craig is putting on a clinic out there right now on how to run the bottom.
Yeah, Roger is he's driving like a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he is. Nice and smooth. Great throttle control, and he is pulling away.
Yeah, and development there, Nick Vickery has gotten back out on the track, and I think I see the other car there in the pits there, Berger. So it looks like Vickery, by virtue of getting back out of the pit there, is going to claim that 8th and final transfer spot.
Roger Craig with the victory in tonight's B-Main, brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Nice run, Roger. We got Roger Craig, John Short, who started last, and Brandon Templeton in third.
Yeah, and all the way through, you got Bradley Wright will transfer, so will Kyle Sargent, Mike Kramer, Nate Aldridge, Nicholas Vickery, and the guy on the outside looking in is going to be Chris Berger, but he's got other chances to make this race on Wednesday. We got another qualifier tomorrow, and then the last chance qualifier on Wednesday yet too, so his King of the Wing event is not over. He'll be able to come out and try it again here tomorrow night.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here at Extreme E-Speed TV. We'll be right back.
Holy crap, is it slick.
All right, John, it looks like warm-ups are wrapping up. John's out there running a couple laps in the ghost car. What can you tell us, John?
It's slick, and you know what? I think the bottom might be there for some guys that can make that work. Seemed like I was quicker running up top on the cushion there in 1 and 2 and running a slider line over in 3 and 4. I've really made up some time there. It was quicker there than I think I was anywhere else. So we'll see where these guys choose to run. And this is a track also, Notorious, for all of a sudden a middle line developing where you can actually drive straight through it and get some grip and make some time.
All right, that's going to wrap up our warm-ups. All right, tonight's feature event brought to us by our title sponsor. That's Mauer Farm Management. We sure appreciate everything they do to help us here at Coast to Coast and helping us with this charity event. All right, our lineup. Robert Everton and Kyle Moon in row 1. Josh Gerlach and Connor Ross in row 2. What's that Adam stuff? That's the Coolray car for those of you watching. Greg Boydell and Dan McLaren in row 3. Brendan Lacey and Andy Patton in row 4. Barry Goldner and Joe Canellis in row 5. Dustin Sargent and Isaac Salas in row 6. Row 7, Butch Baker and Gary Taylor. We got Terry Landis and Bob Curtis in row 8. Roger Craig, that B feature winner, and John Short in row 9. Brandon Templeton and Bradley Wright in row 10. Kyle Sargent and Mike Kramer in row 11. And then we have Nathan Aldrich and Nick Vickery in row 12. We did end up with 25 cars. That's what messed us up.
Yeah, and we got a full field here, though, Andy, and it's all on the line here. Here's your chance. Top 5 punch their ticket into Wednesday night's finale, and it's kind of go or go home here for a few of these guys, probably mentally. You know, if you're up front, you've got a golden opportunity here. You know, there's some pressure there because you don't want to squander it. But like I said, this track is really slick, and it's going to present a challenge here right off the bat.
Here they fire off, and it's Moonen on the high side, Evertson on the bottom.
Wow, Kyle Moonen got a great run coming off of turn 2, running that high side, and is going to be commanding the field as we finish lap 1 here.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 distinct lines out there right now. Looks like the 71 car of Josh Gerlach running the bottom and doing a pretty good job with it.
Yeah, he is, and now he slides up on turn 1 and 2, and you know, that's the thing. You can run anywhere here, and if you got the skill to do it, you can make time on the bottom, in the middle, or up top.
Connor Ross is starting to put pressure on Robert Evertson for that second place.
Yeah, he is, and right behind him is, oh my gosh, we got a guy coming out of the pits and on the wall, and oh, we got a bigger wreck. I don't know if they kind of coincided there, or... Oh, they did. There was a guy coming out of the pits, and it caused, I don't know who that is coming out. I can zip over there and find out real quick.
I think it's Terry Landis.
It is, and he caught that wall, and it destroyed Andy Patton and Dan McLaren. That's kind of unusual for a guy to be riding the wall like that. I think what it was, just a deal where Terry was trying to stay up as far as he could out of the way, got up there, and that just that's a bad time to pull out there in front of folks. And but you know, like I said, it's time to punch your ticket. So you know, you want to get out there and make those laps. But I got to send some guys down back to the pits here a little bit early.
Yeah, one of the things there where you come onto the track, the cars can actually be behind you where you can't see them.
Yeah, and the other thing is the cone is a little further back in that make ready chute. If you go up there and park, wait for people, the caution will come out. And, you know, you don't have to roll out there like that. But I didn't see that caution come out. And that probably might have been why Terry, you know, tried to go ahead and start inching out there.
All right, we're going to fire them off. Kyle Moonen and Evertson both with a good start. Connor Ross is right there. He's getting some pressure from behind.
Yeah, it is a real battle right now, though, for that 4th and 5th. Oh, Brennan Lacey gets clipped by Josh Gerlach there, and man, that is hard racing, and really 2 guys just going for it there, and Brennan Lacey comes out on the bad end of the stick there. Looks like Brennan is going to jump to the pits to get his fast repair there. He took a heck of a tumble there, and you know, Josh Gerlach's car looks to be in one piece here, and he's still in that transfer, up in that top 5 transfer. So it'll be interesting to see if he had any damage if he falls back. But right now, it was 7 laps in. We're looking here. Kyle Moonen is leading us with Robert Evertson sitting second, Connor Ross third, Josh Gerlach fourth, and it looks like that's going to move Greg Boydell up into that 5th and final transfer position.
Yeah, now I'm not sure. Gerlach may have some damage, And I think Dustin Sargent may have some damage too, so we'll just have to see how they get rolling here.
Yeah, iRacing used to have that meatball flag to kind of give you a heads up of, hey, you know what, you might want a new car. And without that there, if you don't think you got damage and it doesn't, which sometimes it's hard to feel under caution, you're not going to know if you have damage or not until you pile it into turn 1 at speed, which they're about to do here.
Kyle Moonen fires off, gets a good start. Evertson and Ross are right there with him along with Gerlach. They all got good starts. Moonen.
We got one around in turn 2 there.
Yeah, Moonen had gotten up into the fence.
Yeah, that was Joe Canellis that got around, and looks like he got into the slick a little bit and maybe a little bit sideways, and then the 514 there of Nate Aldrich came in there and tapped him on around there. But product of a slick track, if you kick that back out the scrub speed in the least bit, and if there's someone anywhere in the vicinity behind you, chances are they're going to get into you, just because these cars, you can't stop them on a dime, and once you're committed, that's where you're going to go. And that's kind of what happened there in that incident.
So it looks like they're going to roll by. We got one more before the green. I just want to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors. We got Icon Racing Sims, Steve King Foundation, Cool Ray Heating and Cooling, Coast to Coast Racing Network, Chip Banger Racing League, Mauer Farm Management. Can't do it without these great sponsors, John.
No, we can't, and just very cool that they're part of the league, and we're proud to have them, be associated with each and every one of them. As we go back green, and once again, off goes Moon and gets a strong start, starts to pull away down the back stretch, and once again, though, the top 5 are really kind of, I don't want to say strung out, but they seem to be racing each other pretty smart here, knowing that they're in a transfer position as the laps start to kind of tick off here, but we do got them side by side for third now.
Yeah, Gerlach had gotten by Ross, and then they traded it right back.
Yeah, the Gerlach will try to do the crossover and tapped Greg Boydell. And that's going to knock Boydell out of a transfer position there. That's a tough break for Greg. He had a great run going. Big question here is Josh going to get a spot back from Connor? But it doesn't look like that. But that will move the 77 or the 377 of Dustin Sargent, I believe, up into that final transfer position for the finale on Wednesday.
Yeah, that was some bad luck. He looked like Josh came down the hill and
just trying to cross over Connor there, which is instinctive to do, and you're focusing on that guy that just slid you, and if someone gets sneaks up in there, that can happen. That's just an unfortunate set of circumstances for Greg, and but Greg, he's having a great run. He's got a good car, and that kind of hit doesn't really give you a lot of damage. He's still got, almost 19 laps here to see if he can get back up to that top 5. And he just wants, because how this pace car just takes off here, right? I like to see Moonen be right on the pace truck's bumper, and we tell the guys that you can fire once the pace truck fires. I want to see Moonen on his bumper to see if he can actually make pace with that pace truck as he launches.
That truck takes off when he throttles it.
Oh, yeah, he does. Takes off in a big hurry.
There he goes. He'll head down to turn 1 to get out of the way.
Now that guy's got a grip hack. Moonen once again off to a big lead here on the first lap out. And again once again we got a battle back here for 5th as Dustin Sargent does not seem content running in that 5th spot. He wants some insurance, get a few more spots ahead there so he's not on that bubble. He looks like he has gotten around Josh Gerlach, and Josh, we just saw in that incident, maybe he got some damage there between the two, and we got another accident over in 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's not showing me a crash car. Sorry about that.
That's all right. It looks like Greg Boydell's night went from bad to worse. It was Greg that looks like he's coming into turn 2 there, and a guy in front of him really gets loose, and Greg gets in the back of him, has nowhere to go, and then it was a chain reaction kind of wreck, and Greg unfortunately ended up on his side and had to take a tow there. That's got to be really disappointing for Greg, but Greg's a really good driver, and I expect to see him back in the pits tomorrow night, get that car fixed up, and make another run at it.
One of the things I'm noticing, John, is they've pushed the cushion right up to the fence. There's not a lot of forgiveness up there. This race could change in a heartbeat if one of them leaders get up in the wall.
Yeah, it is a very fine line and where you have to lift. And what you have to start doing is back your corner up further and further. You got to adjust what you're doing in the car almost on a lap-to-lap basis. And you got to drive the two ends of the track completely different. So you get yourself in a rhythm. It becomes easier to keep it off the wall. But these cautions that are coming out and you're making everybody start and stop, it makes it harder for guys to get into that rhythm to click those laps off.
All right, top 4 all fired off pretty nice. Looks like Connor Ross is going to drop down to the bottom and try to make a move.
Connor is up to 3rd place here, but right now Dustin Sargent is sitting there in 4th, and you got Josh Gerlach 5th. But I tell you, that 5th place might be contested right now. All of a sudden, there it is.
Right there.
Contact.
Evertson got into the wall and took out Gerlach.
Oh, another tough break with one of our guys that were locked in. Wow, that's going to put Connor solidly in 2nd. Dustin Sargent's going to be in 3rd, but look at 4th, Andy. Our old friend from Thursday nights there, Isaac Salas, has clawed his way up into the 4th position, and now he's in a transfer along with Brandon Templeton, another old friend from Thursday night. We saw both those guys win last Thursday, and here they are in a completely different car, a whole different discipline, and once again, they're towards the front.
Well, Brandon Templeton right now is the hard charger of the race. He's moved up 14 spots since the start.
Yeah, and now Evertson, who was running up there for a long time, it looks like they're going to line him back up into, 6th place. So yeah, he doesn't have that far to go. We'll see if he has any damage and is able to claw his way back up here.
Lights are off on the Steve King pace truck. Got 13 laps to go, plenty of time. I'm telling you, high risk to be running up there.
It sure is, and those top 5 now have got to start thinking about that, being up there as we turn them loose, but got to think about being in the top 5 and in that transfer spot. If I'm in that first top 2 or 3 positions, unless that opportunity presents itself, I'm going to be pretty content running where I'm at, but if one of those guys in front of me has the slightest hiccup, oh, we got them again. Dustin Sargent and Isaac Salas going into 1.
Yep, 2 of them got together.
Boy, these guys keep taking each other, and they're running hard, and that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, Sargent got up into the fence, and when he came across the track, that's when he collected him.
Yep, and Isaac does a really nice 360. I think the Canadian judge is going to give him an 8 on that pirouette there that he did.
Yeah, even better than that, though. I think he's going to get his spot back.
Yeah, because I don't think iRacing's going to blame him for that caution.
All right, we got him up in 3rd with Templeton right behind him in 4th now. They're working their way towards the front.
Yeah, and Isaac Salas, man, I tell you, that 360 and have the wherewithal to keep that car rolling and keep it, once he got it pointed back and to do all that. And, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good. And the fact that he didn't get collected by more guys, he was both lucky and good there to be able to pull that off.
Give a shout out to Roger Craig. He's up to 7th.
Yeah, the old bass man there is watching the guys in front of him drop like flies, and now he's tantalizing close to that transfer spot. So I'm sure he's going to get up on the wheel here and see if he can make something happen.
Kyle Moonen, he's come down about a half a car. Now through 1 and 2, he's running right up on the top. Oh, we got another yellow.
I have no idea what for. These guys are still running. I see a yellow just like you do on the screen, but Flagman is not flying that yellow, and they're racing, Andy.
Yeah, race control didn't give me a caution car.
And now it's out, and now we got a guy on his side over there in 3 and 4. Looks to be Mike Kramer there, and he was just really sideways on corner entry and you know, crossing lanes there and got tapped. Not a whole lot Dan McLaren could do there, but you know, that's one of the things. And you know, we've talked about this earlier. You know, when you're changing lanes on the track in a corner, a lot of times something could go really wrong doing that. When you do that too on a track this slick, and you try to cross them on corner entry, the back end can kick out so easily, and that appears to what happened here in Mike Kramer's case. A tough break for Mike.
Kyle Moonen with another nice start off the top. Connor Ross is down on the bottom trying to run him down. 7 laps to go, John. 7 laps to go.
Yeah, right now, definitely. If I'm in that top 3, I am, you know, low risk, lower, you know, to do. But if I'm in that 4th and 5th spot, you know, I do want that. If I'm 5th, I want that buffer. And if I'm 5th, I don't. Rogers moved up to 6th, so he is 1 spot from that transfer position, and we got a caution again. Looks like there's a big pileup over in turn 3 and 4. Someone got into the wall, turned down the track, and looks like they collected a couple guys there. Looks to be Nate Aldridge, Josh Gerlach again, and possibly...
Looked like Nick Vickery was in that.
Yeah. Man, Nick's night went from bad to worse, too, much like what Greg Boydell's did.
Well, and Gerlach was running right up front most of the race, too. We've had some guys with a tough night. They're going to need some adult beverages afterwards.
They might need that. I think I'm going to need some oxygen after this, but this is getting pretty exciting here. And look at the old boss man, Roger Craig there, sitting there 6th. He's 1 spot away. You know, maybe he can get up there and, you know, fly the flag for the retread guys. And if that was a call out for Roger being old, kind of was.
And he is. So they're getting ready. We got 1 to go. I'm a little nervous for these front 5 guys.
I am too. You know, they've come a long way here, and there's not that many laps to go. And you know, we've seen it. How many guys have been locked in, and next thing you know, they're in the back.
Moonen with a nice jump. A couple guys dove down to the bottom, see what they can do. Connor Ross and Evertson.
Connor got a really nice run out of turn 2 off the bottom there. He does that slider line in 3 and 4. He goes right back to the bottom here, and Kyle gets a bit of a run coming right off the corner, but by middle of the straightaway, looks like Connor fights back, and caution is back out, but I am not seeing anything on the track. Huh.
Terry Landis got up in the fence and rolled it.
Ah, gotcha. Totally missed that. I was about to say, all right, who threw the water bottle out of the car or the padding off the roll bar to, bring the caution out. Not that I would have ever done anything like that back in my day.
Well, we got 4 to go.
I always made sure my my padding, roll bar padding, was loose, so if I needed to, I could throw it out. And it's worked a few times, but unfortunately here in iRacing, I don't think you can do that.
Maybe they can add that later on in an enhancement.
I'll put that in the suggestion box.
I'm really watching back there, like 3rd through 6th. That's where I think the action's going to be.
Yeah, I think you're right, and we're getting here 1 to go, and if you're sitting in that 6th spot, it's right in front of you, and from that 5th spot, you got to protect, but you also got to try to move forward a little bit. Three wide for that very position.
Roger got him. Nice move, Roger, around the bottom. He's right there with Templeton now.
Look at the old man go. He's into the transfer spot. We got about 2.5 more circuits around here, but look on his outside there. He is battling hard with Isaac Salas. Isaac's not throwing the towel in quite yet. Looks like now that Isaac's got that middle and that top wound up here, he's keeping his momentum up, and it's really giving him advantage over Roger. White flag on the track right now. We're less than a lap away here.
Looks like Roger might have got a little heavy with the right foot there them last couple laps.
We got one into the wall as they're coming for the checkered flag. Looks like that's Dustin Sargent and is doing his stroker ace impression, being on his side, crossing the start-finish line.
All right, we got Kyle Moonen, Connor Ross, Robert Evertson, Brandon Templeton, and Isaac Salas, your transfer cars. They'll be going to Wednesday night. And then Roger Craig, first alternate. What a great run for Roger. He came up 11 spots. And our hard charger of the night was Brandon Templeton. He made up 15 positions to finish 4th. What a great run.
Yeah, Brandon is such a great driver, and he's really, I know that we talked about Aiden getting the most improved driver award, but Brandon, I think here for the last, a couple months, is quite possibly going to take that mantle into next season. And he's come a long way, and anytime he's on the track now, I consider him one of the guys to beat, and really impressed with where he's come and how far he's come.
All right, I'm gonna run down and grab the guys. And here at the Coolray Victory Lane, we're gonna start with our 2nd place finisher, Connor Ross.
Hey Connor, this is John. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Oh man, you're the lone gambler driver entered in this thing, and you flew the flag out of heat race, and man, you got some really good run coming off the bottom there. If you could have got some green flag run together, do you think you had anything for Kyle up there, up front there?
I think I was definitely a bit better than him, and I might not have been better in 1, but I knew he was a lot stronger in 3 and 4, and I was trying to run the same line I could, but just throttle control, and he's just the better driver, and with fixed sets, that's what it comes down to. I got to say sorry to Robert Everston there. I slid up, and I think it was a racing deal, but I'll just say sorry to him. But yeah, it was a good race, and congrats to Kyle for winning that.
Yeah, you guys put on a heck of a show there, and and that had to be a little tough because the track conditions look to be sketchy at best. And when you get a bunch of cautions, you don't get that rhythm, with using the throttle control and everything else. So, my hats off to you guys keeping it all together up front there. And I mean, did you have any kind of hairy moments there where you thought, okay, this is it, I'm done?
Definitely running the top 1 and 2. I was more confident that you just had to get past that little lip on entrance, and 3 and 4 there, you just get to sliding there, and that wall comes up in a hurry, and I think that's what happened to Robert. And it happened to me once or twice, and I got blessed with the caution. So, but that was just the most tricky part. And hitting the bottom too, I missed my mark a few times, and I think that's what costed me some time there.
Well, hey, bud, you're in the show on Wednesday. Congratulations. Well done. Look forward to seeing you race there. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Coast to Coast Racing League for putting this on. The Steve King Foundation. It's going to a good foundation. So I mean, if anyone still wants to race, you got until Wednesday, and I'm gonna get on my gambler drivers to do that. But no, I got to thank Cool Rays Heating and Cooling, Burger Barn, Petro Plus, Retail Design Group, Ace One Construction, Andy Patton, and John Hine. You guys for putting on this amazing broadcast. Like I've said, this year you guys have done an amazing job. And I actually got a question: how many? What is the top two that transfer to the pole shuffle, or just top one? Just the winners.
I should know that, but I think it is a top two. I think possibly, but you better go down and get a clarification from Roger. I should know that. But I tell you what, even if you don't make that pole shuffle, man, I tell you, you're in there and you've got a good starting spot. You'll have one, and you just need to go to work there at Knoxville.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.
Yep, thank you. That's Connor Ross, the runner-up in the second King of the Wing race here tonight.
Asleep in the room behind me.
Hey, Bob Evertson, this is John Hine up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, I am going to give you the award for the most eventful night. Anyway, they're the top five. I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes, and I think you were both tonight. And walk me through just everything you had to overcome to bring it home in third here.
Oh God. Well, my start wasn't very good, and I noticed Kyle on the outside because I got a little squirrely there, and I just tried to do everything out of, I believe it was turn 4, to keep it down and not push him into the wall. And once I got it collected, we had several cautions there, and I don't know, I felt like I couldn't get into my groove. I ended up getting in a fight with the wall. The wall won, and somehow I kept her on all fours and didn't kill the car. So I think I went back to 6th, and somehow was able. I'm really confident at this track running the wall most times, and I figured I could pick a couple of them off. My target was just to get P5, just to get into the show, and somehow I was able to park it in third.
Well, I'll tell you, don't feel bad because the wall usually wins with everybody. God knows I've got it. And you know what? If the wall doesn't get you here, those tires down below, they'll mess you up too. So I'll give you that advice too, because I've learned that one the hard way too, trying to clip those tires of my left front there. But man, I tell you, it was fun to watch you tonight. What a great race! What a great way to persevere and overcome there, and very impressive. Anybody you would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'll start off my team, Black Bullet Racing. Big shout out to all the guys that ran tonight, the ones that advanced and didn't. Um, they'll give it hell tomorrow and hopefully be able to fight their way into the show. HRT Cinematography, a new sponsor we have on board. Giddings Mobile Repair, Speed Demon Setups, The Boys Welding. CTFX is actually me. I do all the paints for our team, and I'm giving away a paint. I believe it's supposed to be to the highest finishing veteran throughout this whole ordeal for this charity race, which I think is awesome. Big shout out to Roger for the league and all the C2C. All the guys have been amazing, and you guys for putting the broadcast on. You've done a phenomenal job.
Well, Bob, thank you very much for donating that wrap for the veteran. And of course, yeah, it's nice that you mentioned that because we do have a veterans race tomorrow, and the winner there will get to transfer in. So I can't tell you how cool that is, and I'm proud to have you on board with doing that. And like I said, on behalf of all the C2C guys and all the drivers in the league, um, thank you for doing that, and then adding to the event.
Yeah, of course. I'm really looking forward to watching that race too.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'll tell you what. Congratulations again, and hopefully Thursday's a little, or not Thursday, but Wednesday's a little calmer for you.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little less eventful, hopefully.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the wall as much as the pile of dirt that seems to pile up there in turns 2 and 4. So, heads up on that. But once again, that's Bob Evertson, our third place finisher for the night.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
And now, the man that put it on everybody tonight, Kyle Moonen. Kyle, once you got the lead there, you didn't look back. How were the track conditions there tonight?
It was pretty good, I'd say, at the beginning. After about the 10,000th caution, it was starting to go away a little bit on the top, which was making me a little nervous. But I don't think the bottom was gonna come in anytime soon, so it worked out.
How many times through that race did you have to adjust what you were doing, behind the wheel, whether with your feet or your hands? Was it one or two adjustments, or was it closer to maybe every other lap, that kind of thing?
No, I pretty much ran the same, the whole race. The only thing I really switched up was uh 3 and 4. I kind of went to a slider there once that started to go away, and that was working pretty good.
Well, man, you made it to perfection. You kind of ran away with this one a little bit, and it does lock you into both the pole qualifier and the main event here on Wednesday. Any thoughts on those races? How do you like your chances?
It should be good. The pole shuffle will mix it up a little bit. I definitely hopefully can finish, in the front of that wherever I need to hopefully start on the front row for the big show, but we'll see how that goes. So,
The big shows there at Knoxville. I know that you're strong there. Well, you tend to be strong everywhere you go, but between now and then, are you thinking about the race, or are you just going to show up and then run away with that one too?
yeah, I don't know about run away with it. There's definitely some good guys in there, and they'll make it up there. It'll be, an interesting race. So running as many laps as we are, and we'll kind of see how it goes, see where some of these other guys pan out.
Yeah, there's a lot of good guys that are going to be in that race. I was just hoping for a little swagger from you, but
Yeah.
get the trash talking going. That's always fun. But congratulations again on just a fantastic drive tonight. You did, like I said, you didn't put a tire wrong, and you brought it home here in Victory Lane. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Just saw the guys at Bandy Built. They were quite a bit of help tonight. Just telling where everyone was running, what was quick, and all that. And then Ross Crin at Velocity Race Design, Alex at ABR Setup Shop. You guys for the broadcast, and everyone for the league.
Well, thank you again. And I tell you, what a great run tonight. It was really impressive. That is Kyle Moonen, tonight's feature winner.
Yep, appreciate it. I'll save the trash talking for Wednesday. I come home with $100.
I'll look forward to it, man. Good luck for that race.
All right, appreciate it. See you guys then.
Yep, congratulations, Kyle.
Take care, Kyle.
Yep, you too.
Wow, John, that's a pretty darn good first night out. Two great races tonight. That second one had just a lot of drama in it. You didn't know what was going to happen next. You get in that top five, it's almost like you had a target on you.
Yeah, and part of that, when you're in that fourth and fifth spot in those kind of deals, and that you're taking five, the guy behind you wants that buffer, and you've got to be aggressive to try to get up into the top three or four. And the track conditions the way they were, to make passes, sometimes it's just real easy to put a tire wrong, and then bad things can happen. But the good news is, Andy, there all these guys that did make it tonight, they've got a shot tomorrow. They've got a shot in the LCQ on Wednesday, and I can't wait to see how all these races unfold here throughout the week.
Yeah, I think we had 46 cars in the pits tonight, so 10 of them have advanced. Some guys made great runs to get real close. I know Roger Craig, probably had the race of his life, moving up them 11 spots and come up just one short. Great run there. Some of the other guys that had rough goes of it tonight. I know Nick Vickery, he was battling it all night. Josh Gerlach had a rough night. It went from hero to zero there in a real short order.
Yeah, and and Josh, like I said, I know Josh. I battled with him for a championship. Josh will be back, and he'll be a player before this thing's all said and done. Same thing with Nick, and we saw. I could sit here and actually probably almost name everybody we saw tonight. Can come back and be contender here. This league is pretty close competition wise. Everybody brings it. There's really no give me's, and you know what, guys are going to have to bring their A game to get into this thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, John, thanks again. Great night. I had a great time. Fun night. Just excited that we get the opportunity to work here at Extreme eSpeed TV and bring these great broadcasts. I'm going to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors tonight. So we had Mauer Farm Management. They were our title sponsor this week, and they sponsored the feature tonight. We got Coolray Heating and Cooling, Victory Lane. Chipbanger Racing, Venom Racing, Black Bullet Racing, Gambler Motorsports, Can-Am Racing Team. We got all the wrap companies, Magnum Race Design, Crazy Train, Tin Can, Epsilon, VMR, Velocity, ABR Setup Shop, Steve King Foundation, Coast to Coast Network. I think I got them all. Do you think of anybody I missed, John?
I think that's most of them. Heck, I was having a hard time remembering who got elected to the Hall of Fame the other night. So, everybody that we also have to thank the drivers, everybody that paid the entry fee to get in here and make this once again a really special event, and for such a good cause. Everybody that's been a part of it, whether some of the sponsors, whether you donated a wrap, threw money into it, or like I said, even are racing in it with your entry fee. We can't say thank you enough. And before we sign off one more time, if you are watching it and you're not an iRacer, you can go to c2crl.com and donate. You can also, if you are an iRacer and this looked fun, you can still get in here. We've got 2 more nights of racing. Go to c2crl.com and put your entry fee in there. All of it goes to the Steve King Foundation, and come out and throw some dirt with us. But Andy, another fun night though. I can't believe they let us beat Bleacher Bums in here to start this thing off, huh?
No, they didn't have very high what is it called, standards, right? They were they can't get nothing but better from here.
Now, like they said, they let anybody in, and I think we exemplify that. So it'll be fun. We'll see you on Thursday. I think it's the next time they let us back in the building. So I look forward to that.
Yep, we'll be here for Thursday Night Thunder. Well, this is Andy Piercefield and John Hine, the 2 bleacher bums from Extreme eSpeed TV. We're going to sit here and finish off this cooler, watch some haulers leave the track, and we will see you Thursday night at Thursday Night Thunder. But be back here tomorrow night for the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and you'll be watching night 2 of the King of Wing charity event. Good night, y'all.
This copyrighted broadcast of Extreme eSpeed TV Network is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without express written consent of the Extreme eSpeed TV Network is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.